hey, Ronna McDaniel, if you're the coach of the team and the team keeps losing, at what point are you to blame? How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the chair of the RNC, Mitt Romney's niece, Ronna McDaniel, responding to Vivek Ramaswamy when he called her out during the debate, saying that she might need to step down because of her losing record. 2018, 2020, 2022, 2023. You're not doing very good at your job if your job is to help Republicans win. You're not doing a very good job. And at a certain point, it doesn't really matter who else is to blame. You got to take responsibility, accountability for your actions or lack thereof. Now, before we get into Ronna McDaniel's response, which I do have video of, let's go back a little bit and see what Vivek said that got her kind of triggered to begin with. And of course, I will link to both clips in the description. If you're on IG, Facebook, visit a link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Swamy, let me turn to you. Please make your case. Why should you be the nominee and not the former president?
I think there's something deeper going on in the Republican Party here, and I am upset about what happened last night. We've become a party of losers at the end of the day. It was a cancer in the Republican establishment. Let's speak the truth. I mean, since Ronna McDaniel took over as chairwoman of the RNC in 2017, we have lost 2018, 2020, 2022, no red wave that never came. We got trounced last night in 2023. And I think that we have to have accountability in our party. For that matter, Ron, if you want to come on stage tonight, you want to look the GOP voters in the eye and tell them you resign, I will yield my time to you. And frankly, look, the people there cheering for losing in the Republican Party. Think about who's moderating this debate. This should be Tucker Carlson, Joe Rogan, and Elon Musk. We'd have 10 times the viewership, asking questions that GOP primary voters actually care about and bringing more people into our party. You think the Democrats, and we've got Kristen Welker here, you think the Democrats would actually hire Greg Gutfeld to host a Democratic debate? They wouldn't do it. And so the fact of the matter is, I mean, Kristen, I'm going to use this time because this is actually about you in the media and the corrupt media establishment. Ask you, the Trump-Russia collusion hoax that you pushed on this network for years, was that real or was that Hillary Clinton made up disinformation? Answer the question. Go.
Mr. Ronna.
Sorry. This is how we get our country back.
That was such a great opener. Even Kristen Welker, the leftist over at NBC, MS13 DNC, wherever she may appear, she had a smile. She knows that was good. And what he said about Ronna McDaniel, what he said about the RNC is 100% on point, because let's be clear, the RNC are responsible for setting up the debates and all kind of things. That's their thing, okay? So rather than embracing the youth, you're embracing old school media, leftist media. It doesn't make any sense. And I'm going to expand on that in a minute, but let's go ahead and check out what Ronna McDaniel says as a response. Then I'm really going to go in because I have my opinion, and I'm not speaking as some kind of Vivek fanboy. It's not like that. I've had my opinion about the RNC for a very long time, long before Vivek was even a candidate at all. But let's go ahead and roll it.
All right, joining me now, Ronna McDaniel, chairwoman of the Republican National Committee. Ronna, thanks so much for being with us. Vivek and others are saying that under your leadership, Republicans have lost election after election, and positing the question, why should you retain your job given the track record of the party under your leadership? And to that, what do you say?
Well, first, I'm going to continue to focus on Joe Biden and Democrats. And I think there was a moment missed during that debate by Vivek to talk about the fact that we still have 13 American hostages in Israel. The fact that for the first...
What are you talking about? Israel? Look, lady, I understand we have some issues overseas, and I understand we want all of the Americans to come home. But you were asked a very specific question. Please stick to the topic, okay? We ain't talking about starving kids in Africa. We ain't talking about people in Israel being held hostage. We're talking about your track record as the leader of the RNC.
First time ever in the history of either party, we had a Jewish co-sponsor for a debate, and we are in very perilous times in our country. And I do think Republican voters, and I hear this echoed all the time, are tired of the circular firing squad within our party. And they're saying, can we please talk about Joe Biden and the Democrats and the border and fentanyl and crime and what's happening to our kids and inflation. But I'll definitely defend my record as chair. Listen,
yeah, I mean, Ronna, I agree with you. Let me just say, I mean, all that you just said, I couldn't agree with more. But and you're right. I mean, obviously that should be a key focus. But I know you believe in accountability. You talk about it all the time. I mean, everyone. I mean, I'm accountable. So you're right.
Some accountability.
Okay, that's what I asked you, and you went into another
Yeah, I was going to go there. Sorry, I took too long on the answer, but I was getting there. I'm not trying to avoid anything. Let me promise you that, Laura. Listen, when Vivek didn't vote in 2016, I was leading Michigan to the first win in history in 30 years. In 2018, we defied the odds. We got 3 senators, people like Josh Hawley, that allowed President Trump to build the largest conservative majority on the Supreme Court. In 2022, the RNC, which is a turnout machine, right? We're not the messengers. We don't create the messages for the campaigns. Those are the consultants who get very well paid.
See, what I'm hearing right now, as I said in my live stream last night, shout out to you guys who were there on YouTube's and the Facebooks. But what I'm hearing right now is a bunch of finger pointing and avoiding accountability. Oh, well, you got to talk to the high paid consultants, and our job is just to do the turnout. Well, look, I mean, 81 million allegedly for the other guy. Did we get the same kind of turnout? We got a big turnout, but he got a bigger turnout. So, I mean, look, if your job, and it's not just a turnout machine, let's not play that game, because you guys are the ones that put the debates on. So let's not even do that. But I'm getting way ahead of myself, because I have a lot to say about the RNC and Ronna McDaniel, also known as Mitt Romney's niece.
One of the things, though, Ronna, that happened was, I think in Virginia, people were wondering where the money was, whether they were going to get some help from the RNC. And I know at one point you said that you were not asked for money in Virginia, but a Republican source familiar with the Youngkin team in Virginia told The Angle late tonight that is false. And meaning your story keeps changing. Anyone who thinks Virginia Republicans wouldn't want help when we knew we'd be outspent isn't being serious. You know, Ronna, they were outspent by $8 million.
Glenn Youngkin and did a phenomenal job, and he raised a lot of money. A lot of people don't understand fundraising. I can't raise state dollars. I don't get unlimited convention and state dollars. And these were state House and state Senate races. The RNC is a federal committee. So, I mean, come on. Can you just, these are people who've come after me all the time. They're on Twitter. They're all the time. And let's see their results. What did they do in Virginia? How much money did they give? But let me stand by something else. In 2022, we took back the House. And the RNC is part of that. We're building the road. And we're launching Bank Your Vote. We've got to do that.
Ronna, we got to roll, but thank you for joining us.
The RNC sucks. They suck. She sucks. The whole thing. Elections, in my opinion, are won in spite of the RNC. If a Republican wins, it's not because the RNC did it. I'm going to just say that. And this is my opinion. And she is correct that a lot of people don't really understand the way fundraising works. They don't really understand the way that things work where she's at right now, probably in D.C., which is where the RNC lives. They don't really go anywhere else. They don't really do anything. There are certain people, certain organizations that they pay for so-called outreach that don't do anything. All they're going to do is have a dinner in Washington, D.C. They don't do anything else, okay? Now, when you're talking about trying to outreach, trying to get the turnout, well, okay, Ronna McDaniel, you guys are responsible for the debates. So why was the debate on Fox gatekept? We couldn't even stream it as influencers. Look, if I'm able to stream a political event, it does really big numbers. Shout out to you guys who were here for the 2020 election. We had upwards of 25,000 concurrent, meaning at once, 25,000 in the actual chat room. And that was consistent for hours. If I'm able to stream your debate, you're going to get more eyes, more young eyes on the candidates. You need this for more turnout. You guys want to rest on your laurels of these 80-year-olds that still vote Republican, totally ignoring the youth. You don't want to get on social media like that. You don't want to let us stream. You don't really have any real outreach people. Elections are won in spite of the RNC. I'm going to close with this. What Vivek said is scratching the surface. I know a little bit by being involved with politics. I've been to some of these dinners. I've been here. I've been there. I've spoken to people. I've met a lot of people in the federal government and local government. I know what's going on. The RNC, from my point of view and my humble opinion, and anybody that has anything to say otherwise, let me know. All they do is collect money in D.C., have black tie fairs in D.C., and that's it. That's it. They put a debate on and then just make a phone call to legacy media. They don't reach out to anybody that can help them reach a new audience. Again, they rely on people that are in wheelchairs and walkers and got canes. They rely on them to go out there and vote, and they don't do anything to get the younger population, and they're wondering why they keep losing. A person like Ronna McDaniel, she's right when she says it's not 100% on her back, but at the end of the day, the buck stops with you. The buck stops with you. So if you were a college football coach, basketball coach, and your team loses 4 or 5 games and they were projected to win more than that, they get fired. After maybe a season or 2 of poor performance, below expectations, below what they were projected to do, they get fired. That's how it works. Red wave was supposed to happen. Everything was lined up for it to happen, and it didn't. Okay, so how do you still maintain your job? Oh, because you're Mitt Romney's niece. You're plugged into D.C., and what you guys do, from my point of view, doesn't really matter because you're all about just trying to have jobs for each other, to wash that D.C. money, put it in your pockets, pay these organizations to go out there and do nothing, but have more dinners in Washington, D.C. Champagne and lobster, that's what you spend your money on rather than actually trying to get the vote to turn out to win elections in the good old US of A. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your take on what Ronna McDaniel said and also what Vivek said and what I said? Do you think that the RNC are being unfairly blamed for the failures of Republicans in the United States? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. Now, whether we have great candidates, bad candidates, at a certain point, it doesn't really matter. If you are given a task and you don't perform well at your task and you perform below your expectations, how do you keep your job? Why do you keep your job? Does it really matter what Ronna McDaniel does or doesn't do? I don't think it really does because they don't really do anything. They don't do anything. Elections, in my humble opinion, are won in spite of the RNC, not because of them. If they were serious and they're really trying to get the vote out and really trying to win, then the way they go about doing things wouldn't be happening. And Ronna McDaniel most certainly wouldn't be there as a repeated loser. Over and over again, you keep your job despite losing. Doesn't make any sense to me. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.